Now let us study about elements, compounds and mixtures. Atom structure themselves in the substance which determine their chemical and physical properties. Substances can be classified according to how these atoms are assembled. This is known as classification of matter. All matter fall into three categories, that is elements, compounds and mixtures. This categorization looks like the diagram below. Matter can be classified into two, pure substance and mixture. Under pure substance, we have elements and compounds, and under mixtures, we have homogeneous and heterogeneous. As we know, matter can be classified as pure substance and mixtures. So, pure substances we know can again be classified as elements and compounds. This is very important, so we are repeating it once again. Now, what are pure substances? What is an element and what is a compound? Elements are substances which cannot be broken down into simpler substances, whereas compound has a fixed composition. It can be broken down into elements by chemical or electrochemical reactions. For examples, copper is an element, oxygen is an element, iron, hydrogen, mercury, etc. These are all elements. And in compounds, we have water as an example, methane, sugar, salt, etc. All these are examples of compound. Other examples of elements include gold, sugar, sulfur, and iron. And in compound, we have water, formic acid, salt. Furthermore, mixtures can be classified as homogeneous and heterogeneous. Now, the next table shows a diagrammatic representation of elements, compounds, and mixtures. Pure element. We have pure compound, mixtures of elements, mixtures of compounds, mixtures of elements and compounds. And what are the examples? Example of pure element is oxygen. Example of pure compound is carbon dioxide. An example of mixture of elements is oxygen and helium. Mixture of compounds, alcohol and water. An example of mixture of elements and compounds, we have air. Now let us study about the characteristics of elements. Robert Boyle was the first scientist to use the term element in 1661. Anthony Laurent Lavoisier, a French chemist, was the first to establish an experimentally useful definition of an element. He defined an element as a basic form of matter that cannot be broken down into simpler substances by chemical reactions. Elements can be normally divided into three categories. They are metals, non-metals, and metalloids. This is very important. Elements, remember, are the building blocks of all matters. Such as we have the digits from 0 to 9, which are the building blocks of all numbers. And similarly, in English language, we have 26 alphabets which make up all the words in the English language. Similarly, elements are the building blocks of all matter. Matter is made up of elements, and there are only 114 known elements till date. Some of the commonly known elements are hydrogen, oxygen, carbon, aluminium, sulfur, zinc, gold, mercury, magnesium, phosphorus, iron, silver, chlorine, copper, sodium. Now let us go through the characteristics of elements. Each element consists of only one kind of atom. No two elements contain the same kind of atom. An element is composed neither of individual atoms nor molecules. An element is a pure homogeneous substance. Remember, it has its own melting point and boiling point, which is fixed. An element can chemically react with another element or a compound.